WROL. Civil unrest may be coming to a neighborhood near you. This is Throttle Up Prepper. WROL. Civil unrest may be coming to a neighborhood near you. How you doing? This is Throttle Up Prepper. I'm your host, Jeff. Thank you for being part of the family. If you're a subscriber already, I appreciate it. If you're not, then please consider clicking the subscribe button and notification button today. Become part of the family and get notified every time we put up a video on Monday and Thursday, and occasionally some extra ones. You just never know when those bonus ones come along. Also, we have a website. We'd love for you to stop by and visit. Simply throttleupprepper.com. So, sounds a little scary, Jeff. Without rule of law, WROL, civil unrest. Doesn't sound like you. You're not the fearmonger. Well, you're right, I'm not. However, I am kind of, if I could do that one raised eyebrow thing, which I can't, I would definitely have one raised up quite high here lately. I don't know. And this is not a political thing, and it's not a statement for Trump or against Trump. It's not pro-Republican or pro-Democrat. It's not pro-anything other than pro-pay attention. How about that? It just seems absolutely unprecedented. I'm in my late 40s. I've been voting for longer than I can remember, since I first turned 18, for sure. And yeah, there's always junk. There's always vitriol. It's a good word for the day. Vitriol, back and forth. But I don't know. It just seems like this last election cycle was just absolutely vicious to a new level, with the violence and the paid protesters and the ridiculousness that's been going on in this country. And now, the first 100 and I don't know however many days we're into now, 120 something, and just a non-stop, just relentless attacks. And I started kind of wargaming in my head, like, man, what would happen if? I'm not even going to entertain any what ifs that have anything to do with violence, because I don't want to think about that, and I certainly don't want to think about it out loud on video, because I certainly wouldn't want it to happen, and certainly don't encourage anything like that ever. But what if the president just got sick of it and says, dude, I'm a billionaire. I'm in my 70s now. I don't need this crap. I'm trying to help you out. You don't want my help? Bye-bye. I don't know how likely that is. But if it did happen, what would happen? I mean, obviously, I know what would happen. Mike Pence would be sworn in as our president, and he would take the reins from there. And I'm sure, squeaky clean though he may seem, the other side is going to find something to complain about. They're going to find something to stir, protests about. It'll keep happening. They'll call for a new election saying he wasn't legitimate, etc., fill in the blank. I don't know. But what does that day look like? And that day after? The protests, because think about it. The other side is going to be massively emboldened and empowered. So they will think, or what if he's impeached? Impeachment, much to many people's surprise, is not going to get him out of office. It's a political slap on the wrist. Bill Clinton was impeached. He never left office. But if you did get impeached, again, it's going to be one of those things that's going to empower the other side. We're going to see an uptick in demonstrations, an uptick in violence, probably. Not necessarily, but probably. Or what if, something else gets uncovered? Maybe he did do something inappropriate, and maybe legal action is taken and he's forced out. Holy cow. Talk about an I told you so Again, it's just all these scenarios, everything I can come up with, other than him staying in and the economy turning around. Military victories over terrorism, massive, you know, boost to the American morale and psyche happening in other ways to kind of quash these things down. Other than that, there isn't anything I can come up with. I'm sure there is. I don't know. I'm usually a positive guy, but I can't come up with any scenario where Trump leaves under any circumstance where it doesn't lead to a chaos and more the violence. So far, thankfully, all these protests and the Antifa movement or whatever they call, and others seem to be sporadic and here and there, and mainly in big cities. But I don't know what happens if it comes to a neighborhood near you. Just saying, something to think about. Keep an eye on the news, keep an ear to the ground, find out what's going on, and follow it closely. And if you're the praying type, as am I, now would be an excellent time not only to pray for this president, whether you voted for him or not, whether you like him or not. And if you voted for him and you turned out you don't like him or not, or any other combination, now's the time to pray for this guy. We should be doing it anyway, per admonitions from Scripture. We should be praying for him and praying for his success. I didn't like the last guy, but I spent 8 years praying for him. It's not an enviable job. I can't imagine people wanting that job, but clearly they do. And then I had a whole lot of them this last time around. So listen, aside from that, make sure your preps are ready. Make sure your food and water storage is adequate. Make sure you've got your energy backups ready. Make sure if you are the Second Amendment type in this country, you got what you need. And everything's in good working order. And I don't know, maybe get your butt to the range and practice if you haven't for a while. If for no other reason, peace of mind goes a long way in a crisis, I say. So, listen, we don't know, whatever comes our way, it is time to prepare and to be ready. Till next time, God bless.